Thank you for stopping by the Life of Sassy today and checking out my video. Today I'm doing a spend the day with me, although it actually becomes about a day and a half. Today I'm going to be doing my Christmas prep. I know, this is after Christmas when this video is going up, but life is life and I didn't get a chance to do my prep ahead of time. I was literally doing it a couple of days before Christmas, which is why it's more of a spend a day with me versus breaking down what I'm making for Christmas, but I do really hope you enjoy this video. Let's go ahead and jump right in. We have a lot to get done. As part of my Christmas gift to some of my family members this year, I'm going to be giving them some baked goods, but I want to make them so that they can go in their freezer and they can just pull out one or two when they have a sweet craving. I don't want it to be something that they need to consume right away. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am making a double batch of banana muffins, but I'm not going to bake them off as muffins. I'm going to use a square pan we have. I think it's actually a brownie pan, but I'm not sure. The pan holds the same amount as a muffin, but it just feels a little different to have this little loaf. So let's go ahead and get these made and in the oven. While those bake, let's get some of those day-to-day tasks done. I need to empty the dishwasher and reload it. It actually should have been emptied yesterday. So there are some dishes on the counter that need to go in. And then there are some dishes in the rack on the counter. If you know me, the one thing I hate doing is hand drying dishes. There's almost always dishes in my drying rack because I let them air dry. I'm going to put those away, wash up a few dishes by hand, and you're also going to see those banana loaves come out of the oven. Next, we're off to the basement. I need to grab some supplies for the next recipe I'm going to bake, but that shelving unit you see was supposed to go in the dining room, but long story short, it's not. Eventually, it will end up in the other room in the basement, but that room is a disaster right now. We're not going to talk about it. But for the time being, to keep this room workable, I'm going to put it against this back wall and just put everything on the shelf until I can get all of that organized. And then once I'm done that, I'm going to do some shopping in the basement. There's a few things I need, plus a family member asked me to grab some stuff for a recipe they're making. Next, for the Christmas gifts, I'm going to make a batch of brownies. Now, normally I would make these from scratch, but I'm just not this year. Plus, these Costco ones are really good, so instead, I'm just going to add some peanut butter chips to them, and I'm going to bake it off in what I'm calling a brownie pan. I know if that's not the right name, someone will let me know. Let's get these in the oven. While the brownies are baking, I'm going to wrap the banana loaves. Now, I want my family members to be able to put these in their freezer and just pull out one or two at a time. So I'm going to individually wrap them all. And then once I'm done that, I'm going to go ahead and wash the dishes from the brownies. While the brownies cool, I'm going to deal with all of the garbage from the one set of shelves that have been built and move the set that haven't been built into the dining room. And I also need to figure out what to do with this fan. Do you recycle it? Do you throw it out? It doesn't work. Now the brownies are cool, I'm going to go ahead and wrap these up so that they can go into the packages with the banana loaves. Lastly, let's do some veggie prep. Now, I know some of you are probably like, that seems a little out of place, and it is, except for the fact that I am trying to make room in my fridge because I got a ton of great produce deals this week. The only thing is, I also need to get a turkey, a batch of cinnamon buns, and a giant peanut butter cup in my fridge. So I'm going to go ahead and prep all my produce and put it into bags, so that hopefully I can fit it all in my produce drawer so I can fit everything else in. Now, funny thing is, I just bought some really nice prep containers that I can store all of my produce in instead of baggies, but with everything else that needs to go in the fridge, I'm just not going to have room. So here I am prepping 4 broccoli. Yes, you heard me right. I bought 4 broccoli because when I bought 4, I got $4 back in points, which basically made all 4 broccoli $1. As well, I got some cauliflower, I have some mini cucumbers, some beans, I have some celery that we already had that I'm going to go ahead and just trim up a little bit, and I think that's all of the produce, but let's get it all prepped and back in the fridge. Okay, I don't know what it is. I have a mental block about these green onions. There's some that I have prepped already that I'm just trimming up, but then you're going to see me pull out a bag. These ones are actually older than the ones in the bag, but this is what happens when you don't prep them. As you can see, yeah, I can save them, but this is why I always prep them, but I forgot I bought them and they ended up in the bottom of the drawer. And when I did the voiceover, I forgot I had green onions. I have a mental block against these green onions. I know, this is a spend the day with me, so why does the slide say the next day? I didn't get all of my Christmas prep done because while I was working on it, I started to spiral and pulled a typical Ashley and went, I'm not doing enough, I need to make more. But after sleeping on it, I have gone back to the original plan plus added one thing. Let's get back in the kitchen and get my Christmas prep done. I did make one small little adjustment to my homemade gifts. I had some homemade pumpkin butter in the freezer. I've pulled that out. We had these jars in the basement, so I'm going to add these to the gifts that I am giving everybody. I absolutely love making fruit butters. It just wasn't on the agenda this year, but next time I make them, I'll make sure to share that process with you guys. The last thing I'm going to make for the homemade gifts is a double batch of chocolate chip cookie dough. Now, there are some gaps in this video. I swear I hit record, but my camera wasn't recording. It is what it is, but I was originally going to go ahead and flash freeze these for everybody, but my plans for the day have changed and I'm worried they're going to defrost. So instead, I'm just going to put them in the fridge, package them up, and they can put them in the freezer themselves. Now, I was going to package them up, but I just didn't have the fridge space, so instead I'll put them on a cookie sheet and package them up before I leave on Christmas Eve day. The last thing I'm going to film is the dessert I'm making for Christmas. Now, I was going to film this as a bake with me, but I'm getting a little creative here. I couldn't make the original recipe I planned because I can't find my tart pans. Then I was going to make a chocolate peanut butter pie, but I didn't have enough chocolate crumbs. So now I'm adapting the recipe into a chocolate peanut butter cheesecake. It'll all work out in the end, but yeah, it was a little trial and error, but we will have a chocolate peanut butter cheesecake for Christmas. Also, you won't see me putting the ganache on the cheesecake. A family member did that for me while I was making dinner, but I will show you the final product. Thank you for stopping by the Life of Sassy and checking out my video and spending my day and a bit with me while I prep for Christmas and got all of the things done around my house. If you like this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. That just lets me know you like the content. Also, if you haven't already, please consider joining my YouTube family by clicking that subscribe button down below. Thanks again for stopping by and have a wonderful day, everyone.